It's a Thursday, the 8th of December. Hello, everyone, and welcome to your Frontier Opening Bell. Get the trading day started with a bit of a review of where we finished off yesterday on Wednesday. Midweek, the Nigerian market up by 12 basis points. We saw a few gains among some of the big counters, such as the Good Power Company, in which Afreximbank is looking to pick up yet to be specified equity stake. You saw very strong volume in that only power generating company that was listed on the NGX. That was your trading day. Consumer goods went up roughly 1% because the shares of Nestle, Nigeria's consumer goods giant, was on the upside, as well as Nigerian Brewery is the largest brewer in Nigerian market by market cap. The BRVM softened by 0.06%. Egyptian stock market continued for its fourth trading day of the week in a positive trajectory, roughly 2%. The Nairobi market eked out roughly 0.75%, while the South African market was down by 0.73%. There's still concerns around the state of the global economy and the load shedding, the rolling blackout in South Africa. The market, as we speak, midday Thursday, still a little bit soft in Johannesburg. Take it down. Pull up the East African top stories with the Central Bank of Kenya restoring the fees that are payable for transferring money between banks and mobile money. That was waived in 2020 on the back of the COVID-19 pandemic. Safaricom, that provided M-Pesa, suffered several millions of shillings in losses during the period. Now the central bank has put it back. It's no longer free. There's no free transfer of money for electronic wallets and the commercial banks anymore. That's one story that everyone is looking at right now. In the meantime, the World Bank has criticized the economic policies of Kenya's immediate past president, Uhuru Kenyatta, saying that those economic growth that were recorded during Kenyatta's administration benefited rich Kenyans and not the poor in East Africa's largest economy. A damning report, comments by the World Bank on the Kenyatta's administration. And now Airtel Kenya says it's also taking about 23 billion shillings IFC loan to expand its mobile internet network in the country and support its operations. And finally, for East Africa, mining companies says banks are not warming up to them yet in terms of providing loans because there's no trust about those facilities that they are being taken on. Kenya is Rwanda, is looking to improve on its revenue from mining activities, and the banks have been looked up to by the mining firms to support what kind of a debt or loan facility to help them drill for those resources and become competitive within the African resource ecosystem. Let's touch on with West Africa. Yesterday, the Africa Finance Corporation says it's concluded a multi-million dollar, $160 million deal with Kimchi term loan facility. Two banks in South Korea facilitated that as book runners. And congratulations, we say, to the African Finance Corporation, which is headquartered on the African continent. But the bigger news for the African markets came from ASEA yesterday, 7th of December, on the BRVM in Cote d'Ivoire, where the new ASEA African Exchanges Link project, the AELP, was formally unveiled. All the countries' exchange CEOs were there. Those were the pioneers of this project that has now officially taken off, fully supported, financed, and fully supported by the African Development Bank Group under President Adesina. We say congratulations to everyone for this project, for taking off the ground, the first on the African continent. Now you can trade stocks worth $1.5 billion on a daily basis across 7 of the biggest exchanges on the continent, from the GSE to the Nairobi market to the Nigerian stock market, the BRVM, and all the way to North Africa, Morocco, and Egypt as well as Mauritius. Congratulations, everyone. Then, of course, you've got the Central Bank for Central Africa says launching 78 billion CFA franc bond loan for the BVMC. The BVMC is that regional exchange that puts together all the stocks, including debt and other securities within the Central African French-speaking countries, including DR Congo, Gabon, and a few others. And Petro Ivoire, which is listed on the exchange, says it's selling 7-year loan of about 30 billion CFA franc at about 6.8% yield. Let's see how that goes. Let's see how the offer is concluded. Let's touch with Southern Africa. Of course, the rolling blackout is the big issue. Eskom is moving South Africa to stage 6 load shedding. That has been headlined across Africa as we speak, with the impact on businesses and personal lives. Good news for Mozambique is first LNG gas export has arrived in Bilbao in Spain. And corporates are snatching the bulk of the $136 billion worth of gold coins that the Zimbabwe central bank started selling a couple of months ago, which was part of stabilizing the local Zimbabwean dollar and try to tame inflation as well. The Reserve Bank says corporates are picking up the chunk of these gold coins, not individuals as expected. OUTsurance is now listed on the GSE. That was a spin-off from RMI, which is a Rand investment company. Now, the OUTsurance is now formally listed, one of the foremost insurance firms in South Africa. And ASEA, as is reporting growth in its loan book and deposits for the period under review, and sees double-digit investment income or interest income within the period. Those numbers are coming through for the period ended September. ASEA is one of South Africa's and Africa's, by the way, largest banking group. So, North Africa is where I'm stepping into. Next, try to catch up with some of the big headlines, with Egypt looking to post 5% GDP growth by the end of this year under President Sisi's administration. Libya is inviting international oil corporations to resume oil exploration and production in the country. The country's central bank governor for Libya says over the last few days that the country needs about 1.4 million barrels of oil per day, because oil is trading between around $80 a barrel so far. So Libya is looking to catch up on this price rally on the back of the Russian-Ukraine crisis and a few other concerns about China as the world's #1 oil importer. Morocco is looking to finance mega hydrogen projects for exports to Europe. Morocco and Europe, just neighbors there, and Morocco is taking advantage of its close geographical closeness to Europe, as Europe continue to look for alternative energy sources away from Russia. And finally, Aluminium Dumahawk says its turnover for the period ended September was up roughly 38%, part of earnings that are coming through for the 9 months ended September for the fiscal year 2022. And that's about it for today on Frontier Opening Bell. I am Bosi Namafai. I'll see you next time. Go online and watch our shows. Go visit our website and follow us on all social media platforms, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, as well as Instagram. You can subscribe on Facebook and to our YouTube. It's free. See you next time.